What's good, Elevators? It's your boy Elevation here with another episode of the JBP Elevated, where we speak on the Joe Budden podcast and all of his co-hosts on and off the pod. Oh, so they're really turning up. I thought I was just speculating like I normally do. Shout out to J-Matt. Hey, if you're going to be making content and if I'm using something from your content, I will shout your channel out. That's another FYI, so get to making content. But anyway, he pointed out that the Ian and Mark show was on YouTube. I was like, wait, what? YouTube? And then the very first comment I see as I click on the YouTube, where's episode 1 through 45? Dang. And initially, if I would have seen this, I would have thought this was a Patreon play. He's trying to get people to subscribe to Patreon, which is, of course, part of it. But nope. Now that prize picks trick just happened. Nope. This is show number 3. Because I haven't gone on Joe's YouTube page in a long time because of Patreon. Everything that I need to see from Joe is on Patreon behind the paywall. But I'm scrolling and I'm checking playlists to see what he has. I saw that he still has See the Thing Is. I saw the other podcast with Olivia on it. I saw Humans. I saw all of Joe's Hot 97 joints, music videos. And then I saw Podwives. I was like, all right. It's got a nice little sizable playlist, 7 episodes. But then I clicked on them and the views looked like podcast views. 200,000, 297,000, 210,000. The last episode they just dropped 3 days ago already got 85,000. So I'm like, dang, that's considered a show. And I saw they quickly changed the caption on Patreon. When it initially dropped, it said this is the series finale or season finale. I apologize, not series. But then 2 or 3 hours later, that same day I checked, and they said, welcome back to another episode of Podwives. That's a show. And now, Ian and Mark's show dropped on YouTube. I saw it dropped a day ago. It's at 30,000 views. That's a show. Especially if he puts another episode on YouTube. And I just saw Ian tweet because I checked my tweet out on his page, and I scrolled up his page. And I saw him say, what other podcast or what other company drops this much content? And now they're coming out with 2 episodes a week of BTS. It used to just be 1. So that's a thing. And because they already had a little bit of cachet, and because Lamont Hill's hiring is so popular in the community at the moment, we're going to capitalize on this. Show number 3. I know y'all remember that prediction I made 4 to 7 months. Or 4 to 7 shows. And I made that about 7 months ago. This is show number 3. What else does Joe need to do to get other shows? Besides just outright buying podcasts like I keep insinuating. All I think that's about to happen is Joe is about to keep the same iteration of Podwives. And then branch off on that. But instead of it continuing to be a Podwives, it's just going to be its own segment. They're going to leave that room and they're just going to start doing IRL content with their ladies. That's going to be another show. Ian and Mark show is going to get popular enough on YouTube to where Joe can start putting the BTS. Because I'm telling you, BTS and the Ian and Mark show are going to be 2 separate things. Especially after what we just saw with the recent BTS episode. It was titled Ian and Mark, but there was no Mark. So they're going to have a BTS show and they're going to have an Ian and Mark show. Eventually they're going to get enough traction from the Ian and Mark show with BTS footage in it that they're going to be able to put the BTS on the YouTube. Eventually they're going to up the production on both of those shows and make them full-fledged shows. They already were trying the Office angle. They're going to see how much it can work because now people are starting to buy in. Putting it on YouTube is huge though. It's letting people know I am the volume. I don't know if Joe's going to change the network name, but I definitely see a network change or network name change coming. Not the podcast name, the network. It's not going to be the JBN. They're going to come up with a dope name that's going to make more people feel inclined to sign. Because even Jay-Z and Diddy didn't have networks named after them. There's something with that. So eventually anticipate seeing a network name change. But it's happening, guys. It's happening in real time. He's starting to feel more traction in his own production and content to the point where he's going to start putting this stuff everywhere. It's going to be everywhere. Don't let Ian and Joe start talking to people from like Zeus or networks of that nature to start off with. We got to pay attention to the networks that they keep mentioning. Don't be surprised if Ian, because this is how Ian thinks. Ian is going to go to the offices of a Peacock or a Paramount. Like, Ian is that type of manager. And it sounds far-fetched and crazy. Like, who's going to watch that? I was thinking of Chip and Joanna Gaines. They're here in Texas. I think Waco is where they were based off of. They did interior decorations. Chip fixed the houses, all of that. Who the fuck were they prior to doing that show? Like, did any of us know them? And we can say that about a lot of people that start off. So I'm getting tired of this narrative, like, no one wants to pay attention. Like, dog, people pay them to watch their content already. What makes you think that if they were able to reach a broader audience, they wouldn't be able to garner a bigger audience? We need to stop thinking like that, yo. But this is a big move. This is a big move. And if anyone is seething and sucking their teeth at this move, it's Flip. All the traction Mark Lamont Hill has currently was literally in Flip's hands. And I'm not going to say he fumbled it, because he started getting bread on his own, and he's like, fuck it, I could do it on my own while collecting a check from the JBP. But Mark is doing the same thing. Mark has his own network, not network, but he has his own channel that's actually popping now, relatively speaking. And he's putting forth his best foot and giving all the effort in the world to the JBP, which is why he had to take a rest day. It's showing on camera now, nigga. People are starting to point it out. This was literally in Flip's hands. He had one successful season already. It was successful enough to get a second one. I want all the control. I don't want you to be a part of it, Joe. The whole nine. Flip literally sabotaged this shit. And people were anticipating Improper Improv to come back. And because he signed the rights, he can't take Improper Improv to flip the network. Since he wanted creative control, why hasn't he taken it to his network? So I don't anticipate Mark making the same mistakes. I do anticipate there being a stake in this show for Mark, even though they say it on camera, in jest. A lot of these things that people say in jest, you got to pay attention to. Stop letting shit just go over your head. This is a big move for them, though, because this is, like I said, this is show number 3. I can't wait to see what show number 4, 5, and 6 are, because I do definitely anticipate a 4 and a 5 dropping this year. And because we all know a lot of them pay attention to this channel, that's what I want y'all to leave in the comments today. Y'all let me know in the comments, what type of content would you like the JBT or JVP, I said JV, JBP to produce? What kind of content would you like to see from them going forward? Of course, you can make suggestions on the current content and how to make it better, but I'm definitely anticipating at minimum 2 more shows before the end of the year. At least 1 before summer's up, because they're hungry now. What kind of content would you want to see from them? Leave comments for Ice. Leave comments for Ish, because I want that to be a motivating factor for them too. Hey, nigga, people want to see y'all outside of the pod. Even you, Ice. As much as I clown on you, I've actually cut back. But I want to see you make content this year too. But yeah, like I said, leave a suggestion in the comment section. Let's get the engagement up, man. Y'all been killing the engagement, y'all. Y'all killing it so much. YouTube's looking at my page like, hey, maybe we should show him to more people. So none of this happens without y'all, and I appreciate y'all every single day. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe to the page if you haven't. If you have, you already know how we rockin'. You already know what it is with us. See y'all a little later today, man. Hey, stay tuned, man. Peace.